All right. We're not muted, right? Or
We are not muted. We're good.
Yep. You can hear
it looks a lot cooler than it is in Zoom. Right now, it's just like nothing happened here, but like in the stream, there should be like a little like fade in and like.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Very dramatic and exciting. Yeah. All right. So welcome, The Hashi. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate it.
Cool.
Whoa, Jesus. My phone just went off, but I'm glad that we're all sharing in this.
Cheers.
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 All right, so let's start off. For those of you who don't know, you do want to just like introduce yourselves, like what you are and all that, and we'll get started like that.
My name is Ben Peterson. I play bass in The Hashi, and yeah.
Matt J, vocals and guitar.
Matt Peterson, the other Matt. I play drums, and I also do background vocals.
And we're twins.
And they're twins.
Holy shit, I can't believe I didn't pick up on that in the past week.
Yeah.
Sitting together.
We've been here for like 30 minutes. I'm just like,
Now that you said it, I'm like, oh god, I see it.
What is it about those two?
Some
If
vague.
it wasn't for the hat, I think I might have got it. If you weren't wearing that hat.
Yeah.
We're very symmetrical.
yeah, and it's the earrings too. I'm like, but like other than that, I'm like, there's like, I think there's two of you. I don't know if it's like, what's going on? All right. Yeah, awesome. So, and then where are you guys from? If you want, I don't know if you guys mentioned, but where are you guys from and like all that?
We practice in Santa Ana. Because we all live in different areas, but we practice in Santa Ana, so we're basically outside of LA, Orange County, technically.
Yeah.
OC band, yeah.
Yeah.
Hashi HQ, Santa Ana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
HQ. Cool stuff. I was actually gonna ask because I forgot. I think it was Matt. Matt emailed me about like the origin story, but I'd like if you want to tell people about like your origin story of the band, like I would love to. Like I'm sure.
Yeah,
people
sure,
would
no
do
problem. You want it?
Yeah, I guess we
Go for it.
we met in high school. I had a history class, and then like we were friends, but like we never would have thought that we'd be in a band later on. He was my brother and I are in a different band, and he was our merch guy at the time. And then after years like later, like we took like there was like a 5-year break where we didn't see each other for some reason.
Yeah, at all, like no talking.
Like it was,
anything.
we moved and
We
whatever.
were like mad at each other. We just,
we're just going on with our lives.
And then we basically just started jamming together for fun. We would just like run a couple hours at like random studios, and he was starting to write songs at the time, so I would like add the drums and like help him flesh out his songs. And then eventually we had enough to where we wanted to play a live show. And yeah,
that's pretty much how it happened. We like practiced for like a whole year of writing and just getting it down, make sure that we were like nice and tight and ready for our first show, and we had a really great first show.
Yeah, we just kind of became a band almost by accident. Like,
yeah.
Without the intention of it at first.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah.
And I came later.
It's like more intentional, or like you guys like love it now. So.
Oh yeah.
We're definitely happy.
Now we're really serious about it.
Yeah.
How did you guys come up with the name, The Hashi?
We were at a bar in Fullerton drinking and going through band names, and I remember just thinking about like, oh, like the Ninja Turtles, and they work out at in the Hashi. That's where like that's where they train and stuff. So I was like, that's a cool name. Let's use that. And yeah, that's how it happened. So I kind of took it from the Ninja Turtles, but yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. I know you guys just released Family Jewels, which we'll talk about later, but how have you guys been kind of like keeping up with like band practice and like all that during quarantine? Like, is there anything?
So initially we didn't see each other for like over a month just to be safe. Mm-hmm. And then since we share a lockout studio, we decided that like, all right, we might as well like try to jam and perhaps expose each other. And just,
we didn't want to waste.
Good choice of words.
We didn't want to waste all this time that we have now, like to write new songs and work on our new EP, and so eventually we had to come back together and practice. So
we kind of took a chance to like, let's just commit to not seeing anyone else. We can allow each other to see just this group, and then we'll be able to jam.
Still being as safe as possible during all this. So we're all healthy and good, so that's good.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, my mom recently got the antibody test and it came back negative, and I was like, God.
Oh wow. That's
So,
yeah, that's good.
I don't know if anybody else did, but like that was like the highlight of my week. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I know. I'm good then.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to know as well, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's not like super. I don't know how it is in California, but I don't think it's really like widespread here in New York. It's just like the people who have been like in contact with it.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's like that.
It's
out
kind of
here
the
as
same,
well.
yeah.
Super dense little pockets.
Are things starting to open up back in California, or
We
is
are,
it
yeah. We're in like phase 2, and it's really trippy though because like it's like reduced capacity, but also nothing's really changed, and so it's like I feel like we're kind of prematurely jumping in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
definitely.
get that why they would want to try it, but
But we're still just as vulnerable, but whatever.
Yeah.
like California was one of the first ones to really close off early, so I feel like that contained it pretty well. So in that way, I feel lucky.
As of now, but
As of-
yeah,
yeah.
it's
We'll
just we'll see what
We'll see what happens.
how it plays
and-
out.
Yeah.
Yo, really, we're gonna see what happens in like 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the same way that you guys do. Like, maybe we're rushing a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, we've been going to the beach lately on the weekends, and like we've been like sitting with our family, everyone we live with, so it doesn't matter. But you see like everyone around, and like no one's social distancing. Like all kids are running around.
It's all regular. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like nothing ever happened.
like
Yeah.
like you can wear a mask, but it's like I think like now like during like this week and like this month, it's like I think in like say like in March and April, like you were like shamed into wearing a mask, but now it's like you can wear a mask if you want. Like
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
like
Sorry about that shame.
there isn't that
Yeah,
like
sorry about the other. Yeah.
Yeah, people are behaving like we beat it or something, but we're
Yeah.
it's definitely too early,
It's
and
too early right now.
and especially here in Orange County, it's kind of become like an issue of freedom or some vague notion of freedom.
Yeah.
Or like the next battle in the culture war, I guess. But,
So like yeah, it's a statement to not wear a mask, and that's just kind
But
of
that's Orange County.
Yeah,
That's
that's
certain pockets.
Yeah. It's.
yeah, there was this tweet that I saw like months ago where it was like I think like the punchline was like, it is my God-given right to lick every single pole outside. I'm like, I resonate, but I'm also like,
I mean, that's how I picture freedom.
Yeah.
Do you even have a country if you can't do that?
Yeah.
exactly. So you guys released Family Jewels like pretty recently. I can't around this year.
Yeah,
I
February.
loved it personally. It was like fantastic. Like the title track is like one of my favorites. So
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
So much.
yeah. Did you want to talk about that? Like kind of like what the inspiration behind it and
Well,
kind of
tying it into quarantine, the lockdowns began like right when we were putting it out and releasing it, and we had like, I remember we had a CD release show like a week, we were a week away from it, and then everything got closed down. So it
never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our
So,
party
like,
never happened.
it
and
derailed like our whole like
all our shows that were already booked. Like.
yeah.
Yeah.
We had a nice March and April booked and just didn't
Yeah.
happen.
It was cracking, and then.
But we're happy with the EP itself, and we love how it came out. We love the songs we chose. We worked really hard. It took us. We had 2 other recording sessions like over like the years since we formed, and for some reason or another, it just never worked out. And
This was before Family Jewels.
yeah, so Family Jewels is our 3rd attempt to like
to
record
an
music and
EP,
release
yeah.
it. But yeah,
Third time's the charm, though.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, I like that you had the awareness, I guess is a good way to put it, to be like, yo, this isn't our best work and we don't want to put that out. Because I feel like a lot of bands record something, they're really excited about it, and then they just push it out right away.
Yeah.
Oh, you should
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad we didn't rush it in retrospect, but it was definitely a frustrating process.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, did the lineup change in any way between all those attempts? Like, have you?
Oh yeah.
That all changed? Okay.
Yeah, we used to have a bass player named Shane, and
I'm not Shane.
he just kind of got over it, and then we kind of forced my brother to do it.
No, I like yeah. We share. We're in a different band, my brother and I, and we share the same rehearsal spot. And so like, Matt J would come and they'd be jamming, so I just jump on bass and be like, hey, this is fun. If bass is fun to play, I usually play guitar and sing. And so it was just fun to be off mic, not have the pressure to be the front man, and just play to the song that was kind of already written. And Yeah, and so I joined kind of right before they did the third attempt, and
Yeah, we
I
just
like-
all
I
clicked
like to
right
think
away.
that's
It,
why it
was,
got
it worked.
released.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like my brother and I have been playing together for years, so we rhythmically we click really well.
as a drum and bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
So
guys
we
are
were,
brothers.
we were like the missing link.
Man.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah.
My head is just growing with every
Yeah.
compliment. Thank you. I feel like it.
Yeah.
You guys do need me.
I'm good.
Do you expect to have any kind of? Are you guys like working on anything like in the studio?
Yeah,
or you're gonna like wait
We're
it
working on a few new songs. We want to do a new EP, hopefully by the end of this year for it to be out. So we're focusing on that right now.
Yeah, right now we're just writing. for
Songwriting
it.
stage right now.
Yeah.
We're also working on a music video too, so hopefully that can come out for Family Jewels.
Ooh.
For which track? Oh, for Family Jewels. I'm
we're
thinking to
not
say For
sure
Family
yet.
Jewels, like the album. Okay.
Yeah,
We started filming one for Too Hard, but I think we're gonna.
yeah. We had started filming one like live, and then the coronavirus happened, and then everything went in the trash.
So we
had
might
to
pick a
start
different
over.
song. I think we're
Yeah.
still figuring it out.
Very cool.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Is there a direction that you want to go with the new songs, or are you gonna like see what happens, kind of just like throw spaghetti at a wall and see what happens?
Well, so they're already kind of being written, so we kind of. I don't know. How would you guys describe the new ones? Like, it feels a little different though than the other ones.
Yeah.
The really old Hashi ones, like pre.
I'm too close to like really know how to describe it, but I feel like nothing's being forced, and it was the same process writing Family Jewels.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a little different, but it's gonna have a similar energy and like punk,
That
grunge,
rawness,
nostalgia, and all
yeah.
that. And so we're gonna try to keep that whole vibe going. But I
We're
don't know.
definitely
It
as
definitely
comfortable
sounds
as
like
the first one that we're doing.
I feel like we're getting better at playing together as well. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's different. I just don't know exactly how.
So
to
maybe
play
it'll
it.
be similar in songwriting and like just overall genre, but
Yeah.
it'll hopefully be tighter because we've been playing as this lineup for longer now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then especially since like you guys have kind of solidified your lineup, it's good to kind of like, all right, like we have this lineup now. I want to like get better at it and see like what everyone's like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is like the tightest we've been, so we're really happy with how we sound right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, can't wait to play again. So
I know, I
we
miss
just,
it. Yeah.
yeah, we're dying.
I want to jump in on something you said. I like that you mentioned grunge because like I never really saw it on any of your social medias or anything, but that was one of the first things I thought of when I listened to the EP.
Oh, cool.
I don't know, just it's not even necessarily that it's grunge, but compared to the music you hear now, that's so rare to hear. I mean,
Okay.
most you guys
Yeah.
like post-hardcore bands and pop-punk bands for the most
Yeah.
part.
Exactly.
I think there's
It's refreshing.
maybe it's a California thing because I've noticed it that grunge has been peeking its head in the last couple of years a little bit, especially with like the more like what would you call the underground scene?
Like if you guys are like familiar with Burger Records or
Mhm.
like Together Pangea or Skags,
So it's almost like the
Frights, Swimmers,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
that's been like peaking and for a bit, like the whole
little bit of
surf
grunge.
rock, grungy '90s, like
it's been
Cool.
kind of mixed in, but I think we took away the grunge because we've always liked like early '90s grunge, anyways,
yeah,
and so
definitely.
felt like we had permission to really put it in. there.
Yeah, especially being a three-piece, like we want to embrace like the heavy guitars. and
Yeah.
stuff.
But like you said, it's probably more of a sonic choice and an aesthetic choice. Like we don't look very grunge. I don't think.
Yeah.
Sipping our White Claws.
But we are
our
dirty.
short hair, but yeah. But yeah. So it's more
We're
of a
so
sonic.
fucking grungy. Drinks White Claw.
Yeah.
I'm Kurt Cobain and I don't hit the stage unless I have my claw.
I was gonna say you guys have a very like nostalgic sound too, like in a good way. It's really like so
Yeah.
like, and
Cool,
a lot of
thanks.
people like I feel like a lot of people really crave that kind of like nostalgic kind of vibe, like not to
Definitely.
really go back to like the bands that they've been listening to, but to find like a familiar sound.
A new
Yeah.
like refreshing sound to that
Like,
style, or
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of redo it
Yeah.
and revamp it.
a nice
Yeah.
change to that.
Mhm.
I'm not laughing at you guys. I'm laughing because
Yeah,
my
it's
sister
like-
just texted me, why are you guys talking about brunch? I said, we're not talking about brunch.
We're a brunch
Our
band.
next song, Mimosa.
Yeah.
We only do matinees. So.
Yeah.
Hey, that's our new image, guys.
And you only play hungover.
Yeah. Always.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses.
Is that a
All
story?
aspirin.
Is that a story you want to share? Or
Oh no.
What was it? Oh no. Sorry, I think the delay is messing up the flow. So I missed what you said.
Oh no, because you guys are talking about playing a show like hungover, and I'm like, oh, story time.
Oh no, we were
Yeah.
just running with the idea of having our whole band theme be about brunch and
Yeah. Yeah.
use brunch as a hangover cure. I think.
Yeah.
That's our
That'll be the new EP. That'll be the new EP name. It'll be great.
In reality, you're just prolonging the hangover.
So off the brunch and back to grunge for a second, who would you say like are your or is your biggest influence? You said 90s grunge is your biggest. Like what was the band that you guys kind of fell in love with? Or is there more than one that really influenced you?
Altogether, I think we all grew up on like Green Day, Blink-182,
Nirvana.
Sum 41.
Like we were really pop punk influenced.
Yeah, I didn't come to grunge until like later, like and like
I was like 19 when I like first listened to Nevermind all the way through.
Yeah.
But it definitely made an impression, and especially like just the songwriting style of Kurt Cobain.
But Nirvana, like Smoking Popes, Supergrass, the other like 90s.
yeah,
Who
I
else?
came to those
Bush
later.
was a big grunge band back in the 90s.
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I guess like we're not like completely influenced by grunge, or we just like the early 90s.
We definitely like the
sound, and
90s
so
sound.
like grunge is definitely part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that I'm harping on the grunge, but it's just so interesting to hear a band that can actually consider themselves even a part of that genre. So it's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like we've had enough distance to like sort of just do it our own way, or like take pieces we like about it and
A bit here, a bit
Yeah.
there, and just put it together.
Right. So what's the plan for, like you said, you're about to be in phase 2. Like once that all starts, what's your hope for, like, do you have anything lined up? Do you have shows you're trying to get, like, you trying to rebook those shows you had? Are you going to do an EP release still, or is that done?
I think it's
It depends on. Sorry, go ahead.
as far as for releasing, because we already released Family Jewels. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna.
That ship is sailed.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to have another
I just don't see it
EP
happening.
release party,
If
but
it
yeah.
had if opening up in a safe way is possible in the next couple months, then sure, I think we would consider doing an
Yeah.
EP release. But because it doesn't seem like a safe way to have live music until we have some sort of vaccine or some sort of herd immunity is possible, it'll probably be for the next EP. And,
Yeah.
and as far as shows go, none of the venues are opening up really. I mean, maybe certain restaurants that have like outdoor patios, or
But it's very limited to, there's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
10 people there, so
But
it's
a show in the way that we're used to. I don't know. Like we want to feel safe, but we also want like our fans and friends to feel safe
Yeah.
coming out. So for now, it seems like we're doing the online thing, and maybe we can record and release music, and hopefully, the world gets under control, and then we'll be back playing
But yeah,
second EP release.
yeah.
It's just hard to like.
It's hard to say right now,
Yeah, look forward.
but we're hoping to play hopefully this year, if not definitely next year.
I'm so antsy. I just want to
Yeah,
play a show.
it's been rough.
So how have you been connecting in quarantine with your fans that way then? Like, I'm just curious of have you guys done any live stream shows?
Yeah.
Do you guys still plan on doing?
We want to plan on doing more, actually.
Yeah, like Instagram
We're,
Live.
yeah,
and
we're
stuff,
trying to do a
but-
lot more, but we want to do like a live show and plan that on Instagram or Facebook.
Like a
Live.
full band live show, or more like acoustic type thing?
A whole band
Full
live
band
show
would be
would be
cool.
really cool.
Cool.
I think.
We
Yeah.
can make it up properly.
Yeah,
too.
we
Yeah.
can figure out like just the sound
Something
of
we
it.
definitely want to do though.
Garble.
Take it, yeah.
Nerd.
Definitely.
Make sure to follow their pages and stay tuned for a potential live stream. Would be great.
Yeah,
Exactly,
please. Yeah, we'd
for
love to
sure.
be part of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of just, just taking it like the cliche one day at a time. It's like we don't know what else to do other than the online outlets of
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, just having content out there online. Other than that, we don't know.
As
what
far
else
as
to
now,
do.
we're just writing and trying to make new music. So
Just be
gotta-
better.
Yeah, just be better and ready when it does come back. Then I'm
Right.
sure we'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I totally resonate with the whole like take it one day at a time thing. I remember I think it was like the first or second week of quarantine. I was like, this is gonna be over in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, a couple weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, this is
3
just,
months
like,
later.
it's
Months
fine.
later,
I know, it's
yeah.
fine. Yeah. No.
Yeah, and then there's just so much. The information keeps changing. Too,
Yeah.
Of like
What's
what you need to do
happening.
to be safe, and
Yeah.
so yeah, like you said, like I said, we're just taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also cool that like people have been able to kind of adapt and like be able to kind of share their music. Like a lot of the ways that we consume music is like through live
Sure, yeah.
shows, obviously. So it's nice that like
It's definitely the best time to be a band, and being forced into a quarantine or like having a pandemic happen.
Yeah.
You can actually still do stuff and be in contact with people who want to listen to your music.
Yeah, still have
Had this happened in the 80s, or I don't know.
Yeah.
There'd be less contact and music being performed.
Yeah, it'd be really hard.
Yeah. So definitely super cool and awesome. All right, Dan, do you have any other questions that you wanted to ask, or I can probably.
No, yeah, we can keep going. I actually do have a question I wanted to ask. So I'm trying to think, what was the inspiration behind some of the actual tracks on Family Jewels? Like, we talked about Family Jewels, but we didn't talk about too much about like where, like, is there any, with the songwriting, with anything of that, does that come from like personal experience? Like, where do you guys get all of your inspiration from?
I'm like the main writer, so during the whole Family Jewels like EP and writing all the 3 tracks, there was a lot going on with like family issues with me, personal issues, having a crazy ex-girlfriend, letting go of that. Then we lost our bass player, and I was kind of upset about that. There was just a lot of things going around, and yeah, so that's pretty much how like Family Jewels came about, just from all these feelings and different things happening. And I don't know, it's pretty negative during that time, but I mean, it made me write. It leads to good music, so yeah.
And they weren't all written at the same time, right?
No,
I'm also new to this band, so this is like new information to me too.
It was throughout like
throughout a couple years.
Yeah. There was just certain things that stuck with me that I wanted to personally like talk about, and
the title track is the oldest track too. And I think the first one's the newest too.
The first one's the newest, and the Family Jewels is actually the oldest one that we fell in love with right away. It was like our favorite song that we did together.
Yeah, it's the one we usually end the show with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good song. I think I put that in my review too. I'm like, this is a song that you want to like punch somebody to.
Oh yeah.
I to follow up on that. Do you ever feel? I'm just curious, and I've never asked this for any artist, and something I've kind of always wondered. Do you ever feel like you're writing about something and you're like, shit, should I actually bring this up, or should I mention this? Like, you mentioned a lot of personal things. Was there ever a time where you're like, maybe I shouldn't talk about that?
Yeah, I went back and forth so many times of like, you know, should I even talk about this? Should I not talk about it? But at the end of it, it's just like, it just feels right, and it comes out, and next thing you know,
you ever had a negative interaction from it? Like, has somebody ever been like, I know that was about me?
Oh, definitely. Especially, I'm sure with the EP that with Family Jewels, yeah, I've had one. But it's like, I mean, it's like, you know, it is what it is. You know,
it was
you got confronted. This is news to us as well.
Yeah. I just played the bass guys. Yeah.
But
It's all news to me. I don't know who's hating on us.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's. I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when you subtweet about someone, then like you text them, and then they text you, and they're like, "I know your tweet was about me." It's like, first of all, my Twitter's on private, but
yeah, how did you even do this?
Okay, stalker.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah, I'm actually like, I've always wondered that, like, to have people like ever like called people out on like a song being about them. I was like, it's interesting.
Yeah. I think when you're writing though, the whole like just purging those feelings from you kind of overshadows those other considerations. Like maybe it's embarrassing to talk about that kind of stuff, but you sort of need it as a musician to just like let it go. And I think that's not to answer for you.
No, yeah.
In my experience, like that's just more important.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if you like the song that comes out of it, like
it's also how kind of like you express how you're feeling, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good way just to like let go and be like, all right, now, you know, that was in the past, and I let it go through the song, and you know, I said what I wanted, and that was it. So
it helps you move on.
It's just like something you need, I think, as a writer.
It's like your own therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
It's my prescription.
And I think what's really cool about your songs is that like a lot of people can resonate with it too. It's like, it's really like grungy. I don't want to like overuse the word.
We are now a grunge band.
Hello, yes, we're grunge. Yeah, but like people can resonate with the lyrics and also just like get in that moment, and like if they need to like
Yeah, of
find an
course.
outlet, they can like go through your music, which is like awesome.
Yeah, and that's
Cool,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what
glad
I'm
to hear that,
hoping
yeah.
for. You know, that's what the reactions we want. So
Goal,
yeah.
And I like that even with personal topics, like you guys keep it heavy, and I don't mean heavy like a knock loose type heavy, but you keep it heavy enough that like you want to keep moving. Like I picture at a show, like people are moving the whole time you guys are gonna play because
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
gets exciting.
There's a lot of good energy, like
Yeah.
live energy.
If we get a mosh pit going, then we know like it's a party and it's happening.
We've
so.
had like more mosh pits than I expected.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
awesome.
It's been fun.
I was gonna ask, do you have a favorite like kind of moment at like from a show that you've played? Like, do you have any like standout moments like while playing or?
One of our last shows we were playing Family Jewels, and we did like a oh intro where we were singing the melody of or singing a melody to the intro.
Kind of like
And-
a punk thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the crowd started singing it on the outro where there isn't an O part, but it just works. It was like the same chords.
Yeah, it was really
And
cool.
it was their like contribution to this song that they had never heard before, and I thought it was a cool
Yeah.
moment.
They just took
Yeah.
it upon
That was fun.
themselves.
Yeah, it was
too.
awesome to see that.
Yeah.
See them react.
Yeah, like anytime, like I said, like a mosh pit happens, like we're inspiring that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You've incited this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just awesome to
Break 'em
get a
up,
lot
break
of
'em
like
up.
good reactions after like, oh, you guys are so sick. Like we've never heard anything like this. It's so like refreshing and new. And
Mhm.
yeah,
I
it's-
liked. We had a Halloween show and we all dressed up, and that was just pretty fun.
Oh yeah, it was
Like,
cool. Yeah,
I was a pharaoh, and
yeah. I was a skeleton,
I was
and you were a buster.
Oh, I was Buster Arthur. You know Arthur the
Oh
Arthur.
my-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was a bunny,
yeah. It was good.
yeah. So
That was a good
we looked
one.
pretty great that night.
and we
Yeah.
had a mosh pit.
And we had a
too.
mosh pit. It was a good Halloween show that we played.
It's
Yeah.
all around good show. We
characters.
looked like snacks. People were washing and punching.
Exactly. Yeah.
All around good
All
Thursday.
around.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
have you had an opposite? Like, have you had a memory where you're like, that was the
Oh.
worst thing that could have happened to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it away, Jay.
So we had a show.
We know the story,
I
let's
had
say.
my guitar, like the strings changed at Guitar Center. I got the guitar back and I didn't bother checking it just because like it's Guitar Center. Like I just paid them money. I'm
They do one
sure.
thing well,
I'm sure it's fine.
fixing
When do
guitars.
they ever like mess up or whatever? So we get we're at the show. I'm tuning the guitar and then I'm like, it's not tuning. Like what's wrong? And I noticed that they put two of the same strings on the guitar. So
It was never going to be in
our
tune.
whole show was pretty much just like
It was a
pretty
trip.
shitty. Yeah.
he
So
was looking over at me like, hey,
I was
Ben,
like,
it's not
Ben,
tuning.
like
Can
it's
you
not.
fix it? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, here, play your strings. What's going on? I'm like,
Yeah, it was
Like,
pretty
oh.
terrible. And then
That's,
that
like,
guy that
Pretty
worked
impressive
on my guitar ended up
to be
getting
able to put on the
fired.
same string onto like that's actually that's impressive. I know it was like a shitty moment, but like that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy Guitar
Have a
Center
backup
is like
guitar.
is
Yeah,
just
we didn't have a
like, an
backup
all
guitar,
around-
so we were
Yeah.
just
So what you guys? Did you play?
Yeah, we did a
we
whole
played,
terrible
but
set.
it was just
we turned
off-
down the guitar and turned
yeah,
up the bass.
we turned up the
and
bass and turned on the guitar.
All right.
We were less grungy for that show.
Yeah.
no grunge no grunge.
No grunge whatsoever at this one.
I bet you guys never thought that when you came to this interview, we would have turned you into a grunge band, but
After hours said we were grunge.
Yeah.
so is that the same memory for all three of you? Is that like the show that comes to mind when you just think of? It doesn't even need to be a bad thing in yourself. Like I feel like I've been to shows where bands have told me like, damn, like I watched that guy got rocked in the pit and like totally ruined my show. You know, like it doesn't necessarily need to even be so much what happened to you guys on stage.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed a lot of shit in shows are very external from what's actually going on with the band.
Yeah, I've always wondered
I
that.
feel
Like, do bands like actually notice like when someone's just getting like flown over and like breaks their ankle or
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we
like,
haven't
show
seen
must go
anything.
on.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything too crazy. I don't think.
Honestly, I feel like I'm in my own little bubble though. Like other than someone like violently breaking their ankle or like I've noticed when people fall down and stuff, but I feel like anytime I have a bad experience, it's because something on stage happened and not
Yeah.
or if there's like no one there in the crowd. I guess that's
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true. I've always wondered that. Like, do artists actually like notice what's happening? Because like, as like show goers, like we see everything like happen in real time, and then like
For sure.
they're just like you're out here playing like it's too hard.
I know. Yeah. There's so much that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about like the guitar parts and lyrics and not fucking up.
I think it
and-
depends if you're the
Yeah.
singer, but also it depends on how big the place is or how bright everything is. But like you're well, I feel like if you want to be a good performer, you're in tune with how the crowd is
Yeah.
generally. I think it's easy to like miss specific things happening.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I feel like maybe if I'm having a bad time, it's because like, oh, my bass sounds weird, or if I'm playing guitar, oh, I feel out of tune, or I just feel off. It doesn't mean that that's the perception from the crowd.
Yeah,
And
they could
so
be having the best time
it's
if we're doing something
Especially-
wrong. Yeah.
different
Especially as a
Yeah.
drummer, like, and like, say it's like a backyard show, I'll be behind all the amps and speakers, so I'm basically just playing to myself. So that experience, like, it's just weird because I have no idea, like, if it sounds good, how we're coming across, and I'll just like get up, like, okay, let's see if
Play some
people
songs.
hate us now.
Is the
Like,
show? Did we start? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
No, like it really is like a surreal thing where like I'm disconnected from it in a weird way.
He'll definitely ask like me and Ben like, oh, did we have a good show? Like, how was it? Like, how was your take
Yeah.
on the show?
I'm
So
like, you were there too.
you were there too, but you were in the back. So
you were literally in the same place.
yeah.
Why are you asking me this question?
Like we literally play in the same band together. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
You hold us together, dude.
But yeah, I guess everyone has their own experience when they're
Yeah.
playing live. So we're all in our different worlds. So.
Mhm. Makes
It's a
sense.
bit of a performing
Yeah.
bubble, I think.
We have a venue here. I've been there a couple times. I think Dan, you've been to. The venue's called 89 North, where like they have I don't know if they have it now. I haven't been there since quarantine, obviously. But their drummer is in like this little glass like box.
Oh no.
Oh, like a
visor
shield.
thing?
Oh.
Yeah. And like because like I take photos of bands, so like off that like ruins my day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
reflects
on the
on
walls,
Just
and I'm like,
brightness.
oh,
Yeah.
I think he's
very
so-
comfortable for the drummer.
Yeah, he's played like
Oh my
that.
god. It ruins the experience for everybody. I
Yeah,
think.
it's not cool.
It's like, what did the drummer do? Like, what caused him to just like be trapped in this cage?
He
Like,
knows what he did. Yeah.
acoustics? I have no
No.
idea.
From a drummer's
having a hand
perspective,
in
is there any
his-
benefit?
It reduces the volume of the cymbals,
Yeah.
so
And the
it's
stage sound.
yeah, it's like to control the stage sound, but like it takes the drummer even more out of like playing with the band. Like every time I've had to do that, I feel like I'm in my own little like pod or like prison cell or something.
little quarantine.
Yeah, it's, or like I'll like try to yell something like, oh, let's play this song or whatever.
we can't
And
hear
they
it.
can't hear me
What?
at all, so I have to like tap on it, and like
Yeah.
that doesn't even work, and like, yeah, it's just awful.
Yeah, hot take: drummers have been self isolating since shows.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed as far as I'm concerned.
You're like, what quarantine?
Yeah.
I've been in this glass box for so long.
Yeah.
Can I come out now?
My
Yeah.
goodness.
Those supposedly make the sound better in the house, but
But
it
we don't recommend it.
It like takes away from the overall vibe though, like in the experience. I
it
think
just reminds me of like a church too,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah.
like a worship band or something.
Well, I have one other question actually.
Yeah.
About it. Bucket list bands that you guys could play with. Like, if you had a dream show, maybe 3 bands you got to support, like, who would they be?
I would want Oasis, Green Day, and then I had a bucket list, maybe like Paul McCartney or the Beach Boys, even though
That'd be
they'd
sick.
be kind of weird together, and some of them are dead.
Hey,
I
like,
would-
genre sets are a thing. So.
Yeah.
I would say like Ramones, that'd be awesome, or even like Social Distortion, that'd be really cool.
That'd be cool.
As far as like a band, like nowadays, I would love to open for like the Growlers or Skags.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Awesome.
Mine was more
Yeah,
lofty
he's
and out
real-
there.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Playing
all
with
of theirs. I
Dead musician. Yeah.
don't know, maybe the Killers.
Killers? That was
That'd
cool.
be cool.
Yeah.
Are
Yo,
the
Social
Killers
Distortion,
on
I think,
Podcast?
not to be biased, but I think Social Distortion was my favorite one because I think you guys would fit really well on that show.
Oh yeah,
Sick,
yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, are the Killers on Riot Fest? I don't think so, right?
Riot Fest? No, but funny, I was going to ask them if they saw that lineup at Riot Fest.
I saw the
Yeah,
lineup.
it
It's so dope.
And it's only phase 1. Crazy.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like.
I already bought my ticket this morning. I plan on going to Chicago.
Oh wow, sick. That's awesome. Like, yeah.
Watch like phase 2. We just see the Hashi and we're like, what?
Oh, I know. We emailed them. They have our EP, so we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude,
We'll see
we've
what
been
happens.
talking about that recently of like a shoot your shot type thing. Just like, what's the harm? The worst they can say is no, and then you're in the same
Exactly.
position you're in now.
Yeah, and that's
for sure.
that's like the best thing to do. As soon as you release, just send it out everywhere and see what happens. You never know who's gonna reply. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I feel like every artist has their own like niche audience, and it's just like you just have to find them. You know,
you have to
just,
find that
like,
right crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, yeah,
And it's
so, like,
hard
the more
to find them.
The more you can find, or like the more
Yeah.
you email, like the more you reach out, the more you can like find your
Exactly.
people and all that, so,
Yeah.
what's that?
Definitely.
All right. Dan, do you have any more questions, or do you want me to?
No, I'll let you lead the way.
All right, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're playing a game, you said?
Yes, we are
Yeah.
playing a game.
Yeah.
We've been known
Some
for
like Saw.
our little games, I guess. I don't know. They're fun. I like them. I think other people like them. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
so we're gonna be playing Superlatives, or also known as Who's Most Likely To. And it's great that all of you are here, so you guys can like point to each other.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Cool.
So, so I have a couple of like little Who's Most Likely To's. So it'll be like Who's Most Likely to blank, and then you guys can all like point to who is most likely to do the thing.
Game
that-
or whatever. Okay.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And if you guys want to make a drinking game out of it, that we won't.
Yeah, we're cool with that too.
Oh yeah.
I won't like. It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So.
I'll just drink later after I get called out for everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So first question: who is most likely to have the most amount of hats? In possession?
I think Matt,
I would even say myself, I think, because I'm always wearing like a beanie or a hat.
Yeah.
Matt would be second. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at
Four
the
more
question,
than-
and I looked at you guys. I'm like, there's at least 2 out of the 3 members that are wearing hats. So.
Yeah.
We should have said him.
I know. Just said, yeah, we should have said Ben.
Oh,
just-
Wednesdays I don't wear hats.
Yeah,
but
this
every
is his
other
one day that he doesn't have a hat.
You guys caught me
On
on
Wednesdays you don't wear hats. I like it.
Exactly. All right. Next one. Who's most likely to get a tattoo that they'll regret later?
Probably me.
Probably him.
Yeah, definitely. We don't actually
None of us
have any
tattoos.
of us.
Yeah.
None of us have tattoos yet, but I definitely would like half a sleeve. Like that's how.
It's so not grunge of us, but
Yeah.
That's anti. There's no anti.
Yeah, we're all black canvases right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But you know, Tim, you said a whole
I always
sleeve-
feel like I'm gonna be the person
whole
that's being.
thing.
I feel like I'm gonna get like a ridiculous like Hashi tattoo of some crazy area, and I'm gonna be like, oh damn, I shouldn't have got that.
you're gonna find out
Yeah.
it's like racist.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh damn.
Oh my god. Exactly. All right.
My
Next.
Facebook.
All right. Next
I
one.
hate this next question you have, by the way, is like my pet peeve.
I love it though. It's a good like personality question. Who is most likely to drink from the Brita and not refill it after?
Oh.
Oh wow.
Matt, I wanna
no,
say this
I'm
guy.
pretty good about refilling it. This
I'm
is
pretty
not
on top of it.
hypothetical because
Yeah.
This
There's a
isn't meant to
Brita
be a call out question, but
Brother against brother right now, so
it's definitely one of the twins.
yeah, definitely one of these. One of these.
He
ones.
doesn't drink water, just White Claws.
Yeah, just White Claw. I don't drink
He's-
water.
No,
You mean mango water?
Yeah, I drink mango water.
it's a life source. It's one of us. I think we're gonna have to duke it out.
They'll
at some
split
point.
it 50-50. Let's give it a tie.
We both screw up on that front.
so now you know for next time when someone like is drinking from like I don't know if you guys have a Brita filter at home or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, from it, be like, wait.
1 second. 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's no longer just like being forgetful. Now it's a character flaw.
Yeah.
Personality.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right, next one. Who is most likely to win the lottery but then lose the ticket?
Oh,
Oh damn.
that's
I
a
don't.
tough one.
I wanna
I feel like Matt. This Matt.
I disagree.
I'll spend it all on the house.
Oh man.
It's like I've never turned in a lottery ticket. I have them all. No.
I have all my winning tickets.
Like I know
was
that's
thinking
me
that as well. I don't know.
100%.
I'm
So
looking at that one.
Yeah, this guy.
Well, yeah, we'll just put that one on Matt right here.
It's obvious to everyone who meets you.
Exactly.
immediately.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't wear a hat on Wednesdays, or is that?
That's fine.
But-
Yo, every time I hear you say you don't wear a hat on Wednesdays, it just makes me think of Mean Girls, and now I just think of Mean Girls every time.
Oh, yeah.
On Fridays.
yeah.
That's all. You're now an honorary Mean Girl.
hey, there you
I learned a
go.
lot about myself today.
All right, next one. Who is most likely to forget they had a show the day of?
Probably Matt J.
Probably me. Yeah, that's
I'm most likely to forget instruments at a show. I don't know if that's kind of related.
yeah. Like one time we forgot like all the pedals and with the tuner, and that's because Ben left it, and so I think I'll take this one with Ben.
But I made it to the show, so
yeah, but he came to the show. He was there, so
Yeah, he got participation points, so you know.
exactly. Yeah.
Are you the designated like driver for like all of the like instruments or?
Oh, we all pack our cars.
Yeah, we
pretty full. Yeah.
So you know, I'm not usually a bassist, or I wasn't before I joined this band, really. And so I think my brain, when I'm in a show mode, doesn't go to be like, oh hey, make sure you have a bass guitar and a bass amp. It's like, oh yeah, I've helped him pack up his guitar amp. I'm done for the night. And then
yeah.
I end up leaving a bass.
And he's like, oh yeah, that's right, I play bass.
Yeah,
oh right, yeah, I do this thing now. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's like I have so many different pieces to like keep track of that I don't like let anyone else like deal with it. Like I have to be on it. Or
Yeah,
else,
it's like perfect Tetris to fit everything in his car, like with his cymbals.
Oh
and,
yeah, like I make that Jetta work.
He knows exactly where every part is supposed to go. Like
yeah,
it's all outlined with
if
tape.
it messes up with your mojo, then it's like.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Who is most likely to be on Shark Tank?
Oh.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Everyone's pretty smart in their own ways.
They're all entrepreneurial.
Yeah, everyone's.
Well, you have a baking.
I have a
business.
baking company.
So probably him.
Yeah.
Do tell. What do you do?
You have a baking company? Let's hear about that a little bit.
So
what you guys do outside of music.
Okay, so lost my job at a restaurant. I was like on my way to be a sous chef and all that, working really hard. Coronavirus hit, so the restaurant shut down. They ended up selling the restaurant, so I lost my job. And so just I wanted to stay in like the whole cooking scene. So my girlfriend is also a chef, so we wanted to bake together and see what would happen. And it's been working really good for us. So
they've been selling
baked
goods.
They make deliveries.
We make deliveries all over like the OC and everywhere. So it's been really cool. It's called La Tarte. You can find us on Instagram. And yeah.
Get it.
Yeah, it's pretty fresh. Yeah, definitely.
They're good. I had some blueberry muffins and the cookies look bomb. It would be great to have one sometime.
Yeah, definitely. Now I got to drop some goodies off too.
All about that banana.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he would be on track.
But yeah.
Followed. Got you.
Oh, thank you. Sweet.
awesome.
Now you just have to ship
I can
Long
ship out.
Island.
I'll ship out to Long Island. I got you. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Get that right plane over.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is the Hashi banana bread.
Yeah, yeah. We have to make a Hashi little like collab.
Yo, that'd be cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. All right. So we'll pitch to Shark Tank once we.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll see.
So, cool stuff. All right. So next one. Who is most likely to accidentally pull an all-nighter? Like accidentally, not intentionally.
I feel like
I think all of us together, like we just get carried away, like drinking or whatever, just chilling,
Or jamming.
and we're like, oh damn, it's like 2 a.m, and it's just like whatever, like.
So yeah, it's but only when we like
accidentally
come together and like are jamming and lose track of time.
Yeah, only if we're together.
So all of us put together. Individually, we're the most responsible.
Individually,
punctual.
I'm in bed by 11, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's
Sorry.
No, definitely me. I agree. Definitely me, because I do that shit to myself all the time.
Yeah.
It's like Sunday, and
you
you're
finish
just
writing. I'm like, it's 4:45. My alarm goes off in an hour to go to work. Like, I guess I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible feeling.
Another White Claw.
Yeah.
another way. All right, next one. Who is most likely to die first in a horror movie?
In a horror movie?
Probably Matt.
I know that's me.
No, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. He's the one that's always taking off his shirt when no one asks. So like, I feel like, according to horror movie logic, the one that's
Things
the
we
most
would things we wouldn't know
Exactly.
unless we had this
Gets the
interview.
The one that gets all risky is the
Yeah.
one that just.
I don't know, guys. I'm a survivor in that context.
I
agree.
We'll still say Matt first.
We'll say Matt. Yeah. Hey,
Wait, what do you mean you're always taking off your shirt? Like, is there like a?
well, I was joking. I was just like, you know, horror movies, like the more promiscuous girl gets like killed first.
Yeah, it's
The one
all-
that's like the silliest
thought
person,
that
you know,
was
like why would they do that?
It's like a moral
Yeah.
death.
That's just like
Yeah.
that's just the horror movie genre. I feel like.
We're just giving Matt that title.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was just like a thing that like he does like during practice. He's like,
Oh no.
Oh no.
It wouldn't be the craziest thing for us because we have multiple bands on Long Island that members just fucking take their shirts off. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
So-
I'm definitely not that guy. I feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable with my shirt off.
that's not guys, I swear.
Until he gets his tattoos, then he'll,
Yeah,
he'll
to
start
cover
doing
the
that.
mold.
To
'cause
cover the
Cover
mold.
that mold.
You might
Yeah.
be looking at it, but it's looking back at you.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. Alright, it's kind of similar question. Who is most likely to get voted off of a reality show first?
I want to say Ben.
I wanna
just
say
to be-
Ben.
Just to be a dick to
Put
him.
it off- yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
It could be, I don't know what reality show comes to
Like,
mind
Ben
for you
wouldn't get
guys.
the
So
rose.
Yeah.
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 Probably.
Good
me.
stuff. Good stuff. All right. This might be true. I don't know if it's happened already, but who is most likely to spend like an insane, huge amount of money on something during quarantine?
Oh damn.
I don't have that much money. So.
Get that stimulus check.
I
Yeah.
like the honest answer. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. We're all kind of broke right
Yeah.
now. but-
I work at a middle school and it's summer vacation. I'm not getting huge checks right now.
Yeah, we're all having it a little rough right now, but
I just bought a new mattress. so-
Him, it's
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Oh!
Here we go. Yeah, Matt will take
Self-own
it.
right here.
Dude, mattresses are expensive too.
They
Yeah.
are.
Like, you know what? I've been thinking of buying a new mattress, so like you've inspired me to like.
The last time I bought a mattress, it was easily over $1,000. Like mattresses
Oh,
are
Yeah, no,
definitely.
they're-
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
You know, like
Good
you know, sports a
Tempur-Pedic.
little bit. So
And then they lose their
this is-
value immediately.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. My back feels better
Use-
now.
His back is good now, though. So.
You said you worked at a middle school?
Yeah, I work in a special education classroom in a middle school. I'm a
Oh.
instructional assistant, so it's a mod severe class, and yeah, it's fun. It's very different.
I'm a special education teacher by day.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
sweet.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I could be
Yeah.
in your classroom. You know exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Small world.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
And I teach a very similar, same like classroom that you're in.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, what grade?
3rd to 5th grade.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm
What are the
definitely
odds?
in that world.
What? Yeah. Yeah. Like there's
We're
one
like,
guy.
we got a baker, we got a teacher,
Teacher. This is like.
and we got the candlestick.
And we
maker.
got a drummer.
Yeah, we all picked our jobs when we were
Yeah.
7. Got a blacksmith.
It does
Yeah.
make it sound like we all picked our jobs when we were 7. You're right.
Yeah.
We all have like kids' dream jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Teacher, baker,
Teacher, baker,
drummer.
drummer.
I'm
Drummer
making
boy.
I'm making a killing as a cowboy. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last question. Who is most likely to go bungee jumping?
Oh, definitely not me.
Oh, I would do it. Okay. Then
I don't probably him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't know if
I-
one of you guys has like agoraphobia or whatever, but
No, I haven't really done anything that cool, but I would do it. Like I'm not.
I
scared to
just
do it.
don't want to go splat. So
Yeah, I'm sketchy with it, so
Look,
yeah, I wouldn't risk
the
it.
hope is you
Not to
don't
go
go
splat.
splat. But
Yeah, I know.
That was not the question.
That's
But that's my.
In this
greatest
question,
fear.
you survive.
yeah, exactly.
yeah, in this hypothetical, which is
Survive.
like the reality as well, you survive.
It would
You know
still
that
be Ben
they're a
first.
real thing.
Yeah,
Bungee cords.
but definitely Ben.
Definitely, man. Yeah,
Agreed.
it's cool.
Fighting the urge to jump backwards off this couch right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dan is trying to like do a skydiving thing or something. Yeah.
I've been trying
Wow.
to. So my group of friends and I have been trying to go skydiving since we were in college probably.
Oh, okay.
So like quite some time now, and we've never gone.
Mhm.
Is it
So-
because you don't see them, or like you get together and like, we'll do it next time?
More that we just like. We always plan it. Usually, like if we're drinking or something, we'll be like, "All right, let's go on this day."
It's one of those things you always talk about. It always gets brought up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we're like, "All right, we're gonna go on," and we'll go on the calendar. We'll pick a date.
Yeah.
We never go.
It's on your Google Calendar and everything. There's like an invite and everything. You're just like,
Yeah.
So,
I send you that invite 2019, 2020. 20...
It's a tradition of not
Yeah, it's a
going.
tradition. Yeah.
listen, we're making plans in 2021, so.
Yeah.
2021 is the year of the skydive for me.
Nice.
That would be a good
Say
year.
that every year, but
I actually would
Cool.
try that. I don't know why bungee jumping is like.
I agree with you. I feel the same way. I'd rather skydive than bungee jump.
I would rather do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do like the not whiplash, but like the
The
ricochet.
whole like back
The
up.
spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel my neck like.
You're like,
Yeah, I feel like with something like I don't know, especially for like roller coasters and everything, I can feel my stomach like tighten for all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like I just don't want people like to see me like just throw up into the ocean or wherever I'm like.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Like I'll just do it by myself. It's fine, not by myself, but like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jumped out of the plane.
She just went out.
It was
Yeah.
weird.
2021.
Good stuff. I hope you guys do figure out the Brita thing like off.
Oh yeah.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like Matt's gonna email me like, by the way, it's this.
Yeah, forgot it 5 times.
Goodness. Well, awesome. Well, that was fun. Just hopefully you guys like learned a little bit more about each other and everything. It was
Oh,
cool.
definitely.
That like we have another special ed teacher here, so
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
yeah, small world. Cool stuff. All right. I don't know, Dan. Do you have any more other questions, or I can go like with my closing?
Go for it.
All right. Cool stuff. So we've had you here for I don't even know what time is for like an hour, which is yeah, an hour.
Oh, wow.
Didn't realize it.
Yeah,
It flew by.
Yeah, time flies. It's
Yeah.
funny. This has been like our earliest interview so far. So I'm like, oh, it's still daytime. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool stuff. All right.
We
So
started the first interview, by the way, so you should be really proud that we started on time.
I know.
awesome.
The first one.
We are stoked.
Yeah, we
Bravo,
like set the
bravo.
time, and then I'm like in my head, I'm like, okay, so like it's at 7, but actually it's at 7:30, so I have to like mentally.
With that, yeah.
Yeah.
Last week we were supposed to start at 7. We didn't start until, or like 7:30. We didn't start until like almost 8:20. Like we've been starting
Oh,
real
wow.
late. So
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like we had technical
Big
difficulties.
things.
That's fine. That's fine. The people were like whatever. But yeah, so we've been asking this question like on all of our live streams and episodes. And I just want to know if you had 30 seconds to convince someone to jump on the Hashi bandwagon. Bleh, I can't talk. Bandwagon. What would you guys say to that person?
Timer go.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 30 seconds, but it's like if you're like we have a very kind of like wide viewership, kind of like people in like the ska bands and like punk bands and
Oh, yeah.
reggae
Yeah.
jam kind of
I
scene.
think, but from what it sounds like with your viewership, I feel like everyone would find something that they can relate to and enjoy.
Yeah.
Just with the mix of genres, I think the songs are catchy enough, and they're poppy songs, kind of hidden by the coolness of, let's say, grunge, or just the rock attitude and whatnot that we have from just like punk influences.
The high energy and like the lyrics and
I feel like everyone would find something, if for the most part.
yeah, you'll connect with one of the songs.
And,
Yeah.
and
I
the
don't
fact
think
that
we
we're a
convince
three-piece, I feel like it kind of makes it a different listen because it's intentionally not overproduced. It's intentionally
Yeah.
simplified and raw to sound cliche. But
We have to
you know,
sound like bigger and louder. It's just us three, so
yeah, every part you hear is very intentionally put there
Yeah.
because there's only 3 instruments. So
Mm.
give us a chance, guys.
yeah.
It would be cool.
It's worth it.
That was 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't timing you. It's fine. We're not gonna like.
Oh,
kick
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys would have to like?
No, I mean,
It's like I don't agree with any of it.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know what band I'm in
I
right
would
now.
take 30 seconds of a track instead of trying to tell them.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. You just show them.
Oh, you know what? That's a question. If you were to pick one song that we're going to convince people to become fans out of that new EP, what would it be?
I know.
For me, probably the first song.
I would say the
Who
first
Were You
song
Called.
too. Yeah, I think it like
But
drags
then
you
it-
into
but
what.
then again,
I would do Family Jewels.
I think Family Jewels might also be
Like-
good.
I was gonna say
As
Family
the
Jewels
most
too.
removed
I was
member,
like,
Yeah.
I feel like the intro and just the way it starts is really cool because it's like 2 hits and then you're in. But also the main riff, I think it's just kind of there's something interesting about it and it locks you in right away.
Grabs your attention.
Yeah, so I think I would do Family Jewels.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
This is what we sound like, and it's bouncy and all that funness.
Ben does it again.
that's a good question. I never thought of that. I was like,
Yeah, that is a good question.
I feel
Definitely.
like everyone has a song that it's like that's like their like kind of like
They're
oh
kind of like
This
favorite.
represents
Yeah,
us.
this is
Yeah,
like-
well, like I think there's a difference between like what your personal favorite is as a band member, and then like what best represents
It
you.
encapsulates
Yeah.
what you're trying to
Yeah.
put out.
Everything else together.
yeah. I totally feel that. I totally feel that. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for being with us. It was
Yeah,
so
Of course.
cool.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
was
is so
Being
cool.
our very first
On On
West
time.
Coast band. Yeah, I like every time I
Awesome, that's tight.
like the
Yeah.
like, is it like this way? Yeah.
Before we go though, plug all your things. Where can people find you? Like, do you have we know the Facebook handle's kind of hard to find sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Instagram
paper.
at the Hashi Band on Instagram. We have the Facebook. We have
Spotify,
iTunes.
Apple Music.
Pretty much any music source. Just type in the Hashi and you should find us there. So
Yeah, just listen to our EP.
yeah,
Yeah.
Good. All right. Awesome.
we are
Well,
everywhere.
yeah.